Hi everybody, just want to talk about Sky News, favourite subject of mine, because I find them damn entertaining. No matter what it is you might think of Sky News and how often you may choose to watch them, I hope you're being entertained, because they are, and they're funny, and they are worth acknowledging. And I am particularly fascinated by Outsiders, which is a great description of a bunch of people who don't belong anywhere. And here they are, and Outsiders trying to have a go, as they always do. It seems to be a fascination they have with Joe Biden and the Republican Party. In fact, they tend to have more fascination with American politics than anything else. And I was wondering, why was that the case? And what is their history in relation to Outsiders? And fortunately, they have a Wikipedia page. And in their Wikipedia page, they say the hosting trio describing themselves as Donald Trump's Aussie mates, a proudly boasted absolutely no balance whatsoever. So I figure they're easy game, are they not? If they're somebody that really doesn't care about their lack of bias, well then, neither do I. And they're worth having a go at every possible opportunity. And so I just have a clip here where James Morrison, boy, hope James Morrison isn't offended. James Morrow is having a laugh at Nancy Pelosi and the circumstance, and in the US where they took the immigrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard, and how apparently that is hilarious, and that they dumped them on the doorsteps of Barack Obama and Michelle, apparently, which didn't happen, but nevertheless, they're having a great deal of joy picking the daylights out of this. And I thought I'd just show you this so that we all can laugh together at what a bunch of wankers these guys really are.
Minute. But first I wanted to share with you the most shocking thing I have ever heard come out of Nancy Pelosi's mouth. And that is, as we like to say here, setting a pretty low bar already. Now, remember a couple of weeks...
In a moment, they're gonna show you this Nancy Pelosi take. And I just think what Nancy Pelosi says, now I could be crazy, I probably am, but I think that what she says is quite reasonable, yet they're trying to make something out of it that it just isn't.
So we talked about this here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis flew 50 undocumented migrants, the left's preferred term for illegal aliens, to the Democrat-heavy holiday hotspot of...
No, they are they are undocumented migrants. That's it. That's just legally who they are. And he has this other spin on it that they are illegal. Well, you're not illegal if you have the right to be in the country and you're filing for asylum. And this is where their wankerism enters a completely different level, I think, that they defy their... Look, I'll be quite honest. Well, why wouldn't I be? I don't know why people say that, because I'm trying to be honest. Well, I am honest. I think I'm honest. Yes, I am honest. I just, if someone objects to, I understand that Biden's slow and that he's aging, right? And there are some things that he does and says that I wouldn't agree with, and that's fine. But the incessant onslaught of the Democratic Party in the US, and Biden in particular, is just crazy, crazy behavior. It's an obsession that they have. And one of those reasons is that I think they have trouble trying to find any particular scandal within the Democratic Party. There seems to be heaps of scandals within the Republican Party. You just have a look at Trump to start with. Well, you don't need to go any further than that. Herschel Walker is the latest one. You just can't believe that the Republicans would even nominate such a douchebag. But so their efforts to be able to be the they describe themselves, what they describe themselves as Donald Trump's Aussie mates. Well, frankly, Donald Trump shouldn't. Well, we don't really need to acknowledge that there are people in. Well, no, that's not true. It's sad that there are people in Australia who see the world through the same stupid lens as Donald Trump and some people, not all, but some people in the Republican Party. And these dudes on Sky News, Paul Murray, and the rest, are just Andrew Bolt. They're just they're lacking any sense of reality. I think they're really trying to make a name for themselves and a position for themselves. But just before I get back to this video, it was interesting reading the controversies. Mark Latham was kicked off the show because he made some stupid comments. There's a segment in which Onsellen's wife, Ainsley, is a member of the diversity bunt who Latham claims push diversity but only help rich and privileged women. And that was Ainsley Van Onselen. Latham's employment was terminated by Sky News in 2017 following several controversial statements made on the program. Subsequently, the program was put on hiatus with a scheduled date for the 2nd of April 2017 being pulled. And then Latham was dropped several weeks later after going back on air. They suspended the program in 2018 because Senator David Leyonhjelm, because he criticised and made some statements about Sarah Hanson-Young. And so they go on, they keep, it's almost like they've got these large, ginormous mouths and they keep sticking everybody's feet in them and they just can't help themselves, because it seems to me that at every level they must be critical, that it's important that they criticise the right no matter what it is that they do, that they need to pick out of anything they can some controversy or make some obscure comment. And this one I'm about to show you, which is where they're talking about something Pelosi said about immigrants and the need for immigrants in that country. What she said applies to Australia as well, but they, for whatever reason, think it's absolutely hilarious.
Martha's Vineyard, remember that? All the locals with their "no human being is illegal" yard signs lost their minds, and they called in the National Guard to ship them off to a military base within 24 hours. Anyway, the story is not over, because as if to add insult to hypocrisy, have a listen to what Speaker of the House and box wine bandit Nancy Pelosi had to say about the practice of states like Texas and Florida trying to do them a favor and culturally enrich northern Democrat states with all the vibrancy that comes with 2 million illegals flowing into the country every year.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
You got that, Pedro? We got to fill this semi-trailer with organic Belgian endives by the end of the day and get it off to Whole Foods by sundown. Chop, chop. Honestly.
I'm not going to bother playing anything more because he's a dick. But what she said basically was that they need workers to do some of these menial tasks, and some of those workers clearly start off doing that, and then they earn some money, and then they're still paying taxes, whatever. Some of them, I guess, once they're allowed to stay in the US and they're documented, and then they contribute, and then they go and build businesses, and then they have families, and those families, the kids in those families go to colleges, and they become successful. But it would be impossible for people like James Morrow and his crew of idiots to understand any of those sorts of concepts and just use this opportunity to have a look at something which was said that is quite reasonable and yet not acknowledging its reasonableness, I guess. And I find it sad that they think that, well, maybe the reality is that this is the way they make their name for themselves, that this is what's important to them. And I think the sad thing too is that there are so many Australians who watch this shit that goes on Sky News, particularly these opinion type pieces, and they get sucked into believing the sort of crap that Morrow and the others tend to want to spout. It's sad, it happens. There are people like me who simply want to challenge all of that and want to try and make a difference. And so I'm here, actually, trying to do just that. So if you like anything that I've said, if you want to contribute to my channel, I please ask you to subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll let you know when there are further notifications and videos that I upload. I upload quite a few every week. And join in the conversations, make a comment down below. I'd be really interested to hear what you have to say. Thanks, everybody. Take care, look after yourselves, and be safe.